It's midnight, and as these young men begin a new day...
Let's go! Get out the boat! Can't move it slow! Can't move it slow! Can't move it slow!
They also begin a new life. As new recruits in the Marine Corps, they will give up everything from pocket knives to pin-ups.
Do you have anything else covered during that break?
And as many Americans wonder how to save our children,
Yes, sir!
the Corps will teach these boys how camouflage and guns can protect and defend. Field training solidifies team spirit.
No pay, no gain.
At the end of 13 weeks in boot camp, recruits experience the crucible. 56 hours with little sleep, barely any food, and hours upon hours of marching, crawling, and problem solving.
1, 2, 3, right!
At the end of the crucible, recruits are called Marine for the first time. But it is a long and muddy road. A road I wandered down quite willingly. This is one of the infiltration courses at Camp Pendleton outside San Diego. It's about half the length of a football field, laced with barbed wire and full of mud. CO2 and propane blasts act as artillery fire and grenades. Drill instructors scream over it all. Honestly, out of all the things I did during our week-long visit, I looked forward the most to this part. 3/4 of the way through, my heart is at Mach speed, my knees and elbows are bruised and bleeding, and now I've got a drill instructor on my back.
Hey, hi, crawl! Get the thing on the distance point cover up right now! Get it up! Get it up! Crawl faster! 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 Faster!
You don't want to know what I'm thinking right now.
Faster!
At the end, I must freeze and aim at a small target across a trench.
Aim it!
Then the call comes.
9 feet!
Get up, we're done.
Doing it with the recruits was awesome. Because they're next to you, they're behind you, they're in front of you, looking at you like, what the heck are you doing here?
While I may be done, the recruits have almost 3 days of this stuff left.
No shower, no food, no sleep. I got to eat lunch before I did this, which might have been a mistake. I think this is a good look for me. What do you think?
You might want to think about just what these young men are doing and why they're doing it. Whether you believe in it or not, they're training to defend you and your opinions. And as places like Kosovo loom tall in the not-so-distant background, boot camp seems all the more real and all the more important.
During his legendary flight, Charles Lindbergh wrote, "I've lost command of my eyelids. When they start to close, I can't restrain them. They shut." 70 years later, and pilots are still fighting fatigue.
I've had situations where I'm sitting there watching the instruments or maybe talking on the radio and realizing the words coming out aren't the words that I wanted to say.
Whether it's transcontinental or commuter, the complaints are the same. Too many hours on duty, not enough sleep.
The public needs to understand that there's no limit placed upon the duty time of pilots.
One just imagines that they're working a 6 to 10 hour shift. You don't really think about them working beyond that.
But they often do. Arriving here at 8:47, pilots barely have time to go to the bathroom before heading out again at 9:30 for Los Angeles. Then to Yuma, back to Los Angeles, on to Santa Maria, then home to Monterey and off duty at 5:23 in the evening. That's more than 12 hours on duty. Add delays and you have an unacceptable schedule, say pilots.
A flight crew can go until they drop. There's no place at which the federal government says you have to go to bed.
The pilots want the regulations changed, and scientists agree. Researchers here at the NASA Ames Institute say studies show safety is compromised when pilots work too many hours. Pilots say it's time for the public, the people who depend on the safety of these flights, to put the pressure on.
I just wonder where the outrage is. People ought to write letters to their congressmen and raise hell about it.
And I'm 176, contact with Gal Parker. And I'm 176, hello. Bye-bye.
Every day is the same here, a regiment set by the guards, played out by the inmates.
X4.
Ironically, they are here because they wanted power.
I just needed the power. I needed the pleasure of having power.
Now, they don't have the power to move without being told.
First table.
And so you want to do something different, you want to go in a different direction or get there faster.
They are juvenile sex offenders who have raped, sodomized, and terrorized their victims.
They're very dangerous, and they prey on little kids.
I got arrested for molesting a neighbor's, some other person's daughter. I was 15, and my victim was 7.
And the violent nature of the crimes are shocking.
I took her into my house and into my room, and like I said, I tried to slam her head on the wall so she'd fall. But then,
So why'd you try to slam her head on the wall?
to make her unconscious so that I could do what I wanted to do.
Most started out sexually abusing their siblings.
Tell me what a stranger looks like.
Programs that educate kids only deal with potential victims, teaching them how not to get lured. But they never say, don't lure someone else, don't touch someone else inappropriately. It's a crime. Counselors say that these young kids need to know that child molest is a serious crime. And if they're caught molesting, their parents need to face the facts and report it so that these young molesters can get the help that they need.
If I had help then, better help then, I probably wouldn't be exactly sitting here, being locked up with barbed wires around me, sitting behind a metal door.